doesn't have to be negative. I used to ruminate in nothing but self-hatred. Spent so much time wishing that I was dead, and then I did things so self-destructive. That I had to give up things that were killing me. You know, that's just something that you're forced to do. And hopefully it's not by the state or by, you know, loved ones. It's something that I forced myself to do, so I wouldn't die a horrible alcoholic death. Oh, that's a true story, man. I put myself in a place of total disgrace. I didn't even bother to save my face, cause I knew I wouldn't be able to anyway. I've never really been the type to worry about my image. Like, oh no, they realize that I'm a human being that let her morality go, and you best believe I let it show that I pretended not to give a fuck. Cause obviously there was a lot that I couldn't stop thinking about me. You know, like, why can't I be this way? Why can't I do this thing? Why can't I stop obsessing? Why can't I obsess about good things? Why can't I do positive things? Well, if I can't do positive things, well, you can guarantee that I can really do some negative things and make that my entire identity. Revolve my life around doing things that I know ain't too good for me, and then act like I really, 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 really want to do. Like, if I can't be good, I'll get real damn good at being bad. And then act like it's what I always wanted. It's like Judas. It's very Judas-esque. Well, he killed himself though, man. He did. He did. Because he tried to, like, rectify what he did, and they didn't want it. They didn't want the blood money. So, yeah, that's the saddest part of the whole Bible. That despair. He just thought, well, my life isn't worth anything now. That's not true. Because Jesus would have forgiven him. That's what's crazy about it. But he was possessed. I mean, that's why he did that. But I mean, I think that, like, addiction is a form of possession. I really do. That's why they say it's a disease. If you think about it, every single thing that they say is a disease is actually just a form of possession. So if you actually do have a disease like cancer, you know, that's a disease, right? Well, that's possessing you. That's possessing that particular part of your body that has the tumor. It's like anybody with OCD. You know that whenever you start thinking about something, you can't stop thinking about it. It's like, yeah, just something takes over you. It's the same thing with narcissism and anger and control. And it's the same thing with depression and, you know, the sadness and the despair. You know, it's all the same shit. That's what I'm getting at. So whether you call it a disease or you call it possession, whether you call it sin or you call it a defect, it's the darkness that's overtaking you. So just pray about it. Well, you have to acknowledge that that's what it is, though. That's another thing. And there is that really sick part of it where, like, you know that it's there, you know what's going on, you feel like you can't do anything about it. You know? That's why I say psych meds are so evil, because, like, it puts you in a dissociative state. I know for a fact that that's what happened to me. I know plenty of people that have said the same shit. They do shit when they're on it, and they know that they're doing it, but they can't stop themselves from doing it. That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up. That's, like, even worse than blacking out. Because when you're drunk, at least you have that excuse. Like, yeah, I was completely shit-faced. I have no idea what happened. You know? But if you're on a medication, it's like, I call it a blue out. So you're not lucky enough to black out and not remember anything. But you're kind of like watching it happen. But you can't do anything different. Anyway. I already feel that way. I already feel like I can do that without pills. You know, I'm not going to do pills that do that. That doesn't make sense. But anyway, yeah, OCD, and I think all types of mental illness, but especially narcissism, and then addiction is definitely possession.